Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. In this video, we will be doing a first look at the game 11. This is a football manager board game. Now, this is a little bit outside of what I normally do, but this is, of course, for our Sports Saturday series. And it is a sports game, but it is more in the vein of kind of like a Euro game than a simulation game. But if you are like me, someone who enjoys management games, such as even Football Manager, let's say, since it's the same sport, this is a board game representation of that kind of experience. So I'm going to do a first look at this, along with I think it's all four of its expansions as well. And then, in a couple weeks or so, we'll do a playthrough to kind of show off the game too as well. So let's get started. So let's take a look at the back of the box here. So it says, football is great because you always have another opportunity to change history. That's Ronaldo. The club needs to win. That's why they hired you. Send your scouts to hire new talent, train them to unleash their potential, and turn them into shining stars adored by thousands. Don't forget about all the others who work hard for the team every single day. Doctors, trainers, stewards, and analysts. Build your office and manage your staff for additional actions. Expand the stadium. Use the various abilities of directors and develop tactics to surprise your opponents. So it says here, 11 is a thematical Euro, thematic, not thematical, Euro game for 1 to 4 players. Challenge yourself with 6 thematic scenarios in an engaging solo mode, or invite your friends to compete as football managers running their own clubs to become league champions. So in here we have 13 boards: stadium, club, match, and league table, 8 dice, 190 plus tokens, jersey, injury, suspension, victory points, etc. 90 plus wooden markers for score, stage, budget, fan base, fitness, etc. 270 plus cards, staff, directors, tactics, opponents, board meetings, 3 solo sheets, and a rule book. It is for 14 and up. 90 minutes is the game time on the box, at least. And it is for 1 to 4 players. It is from Portal Games. And it is designed by Thomas Jansen, I believe, or Jansen, maybe. I believe he's German, so that would be Thomas Jansen. But I could be wrong about that. That's an assumption, and you should not assume, as we learned long ago. All right, so let me open this up, and we will take a look and see what's inside the box. Okay, so let's open her up. Rule book, and it's even in the same format as the game box, so it does look a little bit on the thicker side. So let's roll through this really quick here. There's a lot of stuff in this box. It is jam-packed, as they say. So this is the rule book. Obviously, this is a football manager board game, and that is football in the world football style, not the American football style, the game that we would call soccer here in the US. So let's go through this. We've got the components. As you can see, there is a lot to this game. All kinds of markers and tokens here. Player cards for all the various things. You can see you got your scenario sheets, score sheets, match boards, stadium boards, club boards, dice, markers. And these are all basically for players, 4 of each player for stats, 13 for each player for jerseys, team emblems, 1 for each player, etc., etc. The transfer area. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a football manager game if there weren't player transfers. So you do have transfers in here. So this would be not only players, but staff members and sponsors are also displayed. So it tells you how to set that up. And maybe we'll go through the whole setup thing as a second video on this game, depending on what my schedule is like. So more of the setup for the transfer area. This game, I believe, has a fairly significant footprint. We'll find out down the road. Here's our player board with the stadium on it. So you've got your stadium board, then you've got your club board, and some information about the cards for our board members, I guess. And you have some staff over here. He is a trainer. Player boards, the match board. So this is probably a familiar site to those who are interested in football/soccer. Scouting reports for the different teams, Downtown United, and whatever that one is. It looks like Cornfield United, but I doubt that's what it is. Then you've got, Veronica Adams. She's a director. So it goes through all the various setups, right? And you have your league table, which we all are familiar, I believe, with what that represents. Then you have your overview and the goal of the game. So a game of 11 is played over a series of 6 weeks, each of which contains 5 days. The first day of each week is Monday, when production and the board meeting take place, which is when the directors decide how to deal with events that occurred around the club. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday consist of various possible actions that you may resolve: transfer players, hire staff, invest in stadium infrastructure, etc. Friday is match day, the day you've been preparing for. During match day, you decide how to use tactic cards and special abilities to win the match. Once the match is over, you resolve the consequences and move on to the next week. Goal of the game. At the end of the 6th week, you calculate your victory points by counting your gained tokens, checking the, whatever this symbol means, provided by hired staff and stadium infrastructure, as well as the, I guess those are like something, it looks like a ball. Victory points. That's what it is. Victory points, Joe. Learn to read. So you gain victory point tokens. You check the victory points provided by your staff and stadium infrastructure, as well as the points gained from your promotion on the league table and office track. Whoever has the most victory points wins the game. Okay, gameplay. So you go through each step of the gameplay here. So we have Monday here. Monday and match day are resolved by all players simultaneously. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are resolved by each player one at a time, beginning with the first player and continuing clockwise. So there will be some downtime for your for the people who aren't going, who aren't doing their phases at that particular moment. Obviously, I'm having a hard time getting my thoughts out today for some reason. Anyway, board meeting. Then you have gameplay for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, players perform actions beginning with the first player and proceeding clockwise. So again, this is the part where you'll not be participating consistently, and you'll have downtime maybe to chat and eat some pretzels or drink some beer or whatever your beverage of choice may be. So you have 6 available basic actions here. You can hire a player or youngster, sell a player or youngster, hire staff, contract a sponsor, build stadium infrastructure or office, and use a card action. So you have additional paid actions. That's a scout right there. Then we have a player over here. He's got glass knees, which doesn't sound good. And you have jerseys for each guy as well. They have a number, I guess, here that kind of coincides with their chosen jersey number. It goes about the description of your player card. So you have a cost, player tasks, player with a ball are offensive and try to score. Players with a shield are defensive and try to prevent the opponent from scoring. Then you have the zones. This indicates where players are assigned. Strength is up here. Then 5 is the jersey number. 6 is the name and tag. They don't have any effect on gameplay. 7 is effect cost, and 8 is the effect. Goalkeeper cards are unique and are explained in the match day sequence. Okay, more about train side, youngster train side, selling a player or youngster, hiring staff. You've got various staff members here. And we have contracting sponsors, building stadium infrastructure or office. And we have the match day. So we get to the match day, which of course is the big one. That's when you play your games or play your matches. So for the first few weeks, they recommend doing it play by step and waiting for other players. Once you're familiar with the game, you may resolve match days simultaneously. So kind of watch what everybody does until you get used to it, and then you can all bang them out together. So you prepare for your match. And we'll go through this in detail when we actually play the game. Just kind of just trying to do a first look here and not go too in-depth and take forever with this thing. So you have some nice examples in here. Here's the stuff about the goalkeepers on page 22. Then you have an example of a match between Brickton FC and Greytown Bulls. And it goes through everything step by step. And we have results of the match, and you can have effects from the match, such as a fan base increase, training, temporary strength or weakness, injuries in various severity, from basic injury to a double serious injury. And then you have your end of the week. And we have a few more pages here. Additional rules, end of the game. After resolving all 6 weeks, proceed to final scoring, gain victory points for your position on the table, and some other things. We have injuries, maintenance, match effects before and after, objective cards. At the beginning of the game, each player receives 2 objective cards, keeping one and discarding the other. Fulfilling this objective cards requirements provides additional victory points. So you have a card name, Derby. Description, the text is thematic, has no bearing on gameplay. Then you have your objective, like a basic level of fulfillment, and then a perfection level of fulfillment, and then your what you get 2 for this, and then 2 more additional ones if you get a perfect. So win the league match in the 5th week, and for perfect you would also win it with a goal difference of at least 2. Your opponent deck, player suspensions, temporary and permanent strength and weakness tokens, tactic cards, victory point tokens, and here's the solo game. So here's how I will be playing it, at least initially, is to play it in solo mode. There is a solo expansion as well. And just kind of how you go through that, and then your score will be here. Then we have some player aids that kind of go through the various stages of the game. You've got your Monday with your production and board meeting, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with the players and staff and stadium and sponsors and all that stuff as well. And then on the back, we have our match day and the credits with our designer, developers, graphic design, cover, artwork, rulebook, producers, project manager, and English editor. And Portal Games is a Polish company, and they are in Poland. I've been to Poland. It's a great country. Highly recommend. All right. Then we have some components here. So let's open this up and see what we've got. So these look kind of like a puzzle almost, but they're actually just, there's 4 of these, as you would expect, right? And then 4 there's 4 of each of these. So you have your stadiums here, stadium and office, right? Then this is match day. And then these, I suppose, are your staff and your tracks for various things. So those are, and these are not, I guess they're cardboard, but they've got a nice glossy sheen to them, as you can see. Reflect my lights in it. And it's got a little bit of a tacky feel in this area. And the same on here, you've got like a little bit of a tackiness here, and you can kind of see the way they reflect. And there's and this as well. So nice high quality components. That is always welcome, of course. Let's move this over to the side and look at what's next. We have our scenario cards, such as surviving the 3rd division. And then Super Sub Manager. So it tells you kind of the situation and then your goals and your setup. And we'll go through this again at a later video. Here are some tokens to punch out. So you've got your teams and so forth in here. As you can see, Port East, Dafton United. Some of them are upside down, unless you do. Whoops. It is Cornfield United. Hey, look at that. Cornfield United. I love it. And then we have the jerseys. So here are your jerseys in various colors. Then we have some more counters or tokens. I always want to call them counters. I'm a war game guy. War games, these are counters. Here they're tokens. Same thing. Little cardboard bits, basically. Got stadium improvements, I believe is what these are, and then various bonuses as well from those. Okay. And we have, what is this? I'm not sure what that is, but it's in with some silica. It's a blue wooden rectangle. Various dice in various formats. Most of them are D6s, except for this guy right here. I guess a D12. That's what it appears to be. Then lots and lots of wooden bits and pieces. So we got some discs here. And then we've got some more here, some more barrel type discs that are thicker. And we have the ever popular cubes, small cubes in various colorations. This is, I think, a kind of a scorecard kind of thing. And we've got our league table. And then a lot of cards. So these are our players, right? So let's crack in here and see what these look like. All right. So as you can see, there are a decent amount of these, and you can go through here and see the names and some of their hot-tempered Lopez here, hard tackle Gonzalez. Then you've got a goalkeeper who's a perfect catcher. Eckenfels, hard tackle. Kowalczyk, born leader. Augustin, sprinter. Johansson, fast feet, and then bonuses. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it says place the corresponding jersey marker on any side. Before the match, you may flip the corresponding jersey marker. Arquette, another, I believe, goaltender. Got the perfect header. And you can see there are two sides on these as well. One with a white background and one with a gold background. And there's just a lot of these guys in here, right? And then you have tactic cards here at the back. So these are our tactic cards. So you've got your basic formations, 4-4-2 and 4-2-4. Another one, 5-3-2, 3-5-2, 3-4-3, 4-5-1, 5-4-1, 4-3-3. Then you have libero, pressing, give it everything, warming up, nothing to lose, counterattack, play for a draw, long passing. So these are actually pretty small. At least in my big mitts, they seem small. These are larger, however. So this is a larger pack. And you can see that's a football squad there. And then there's even more. You got these as well. So look how thick that is. That's pretty thick. You got 240 plus, I believe, is what the cards were. So, okay, so let's look at this. So you've got Brightsbury FC, bunch of cards for them. Royalford Town, Northdale Town, Grassdale County, I almost said country, Sheepdale Shire, the Red Squirrels, Port East, and then you've got sponsors, I'm assuming, Megacore, Home Beers, Sport Fun, Good Charity, Super Fries, People's News, Posh Cars, Farmer John Cheese. This cheese is a local product. Our fans will love it when this company becomes a sponsor of the club. And then you have the effects up here. Easy loan. You betcha. That's great. Basic Bratwurst, Football Insider, Super Savings, City Connect, Cat Food Imperium, Diaper Den. Some of these, Mr. Movie, Frank's Fruit, probably pies. There's a lot of these. Holy mackerel. Okay, and then we get to staff, I think, is what these people are. We got some stewards, some scouts, some agents, some doctors. We got a mental trainer, fitness trainer, youngster trainer, another fitness, mental, resource manager. Maria Veloso, trainer. Paul Bendington, Jenny Peterson. The artwork is pretty cool too. At least I think it is. Javier Cabanero, youngster trainer. Duke Langston, he's a tactic analyst. Got a chef. Chloe Davies, chief. I think that's supposed to be chief financial officer, but it says chef financial officer. Got a masseur, security manager, assistant trainer, press spokesperson, tactic analyst, scout, first trainer, et cetera, architects, and so on and so forth. The cards are also very nice. They're pretty, well, the cut is perfect, and they do have some nice bendiness to them. I mean, you can, of course, and you probably should, sleeve them. They are good quality cards. And then we have this deck right here, and we'll open this one up as well to kind of see what this has to offer us. All right, so you've got board meeting stuff here, cooperation with rivals, fight, old stands, all kinds of stuff. And again, I don't want to belabor this point, so we'll keep it moving. Anna Kaminska, so these are more directors, whole bunch of them. Then we've got talent school, so these are things you can do to help your, these are actually your objectives. So you have a talent school, you have Derby or Derby, as the Brits might say. Only the results matter, a game to remember. Let's rebuild the stadium, talent hunters, new blood, etc., etc. And then more cards for teams. So we've got Downtown United, Middleham local club, Brickton rather, the Blackstone Kings. Where's my team? You know who I'm going to play. I already kind of gave it away. Cornfield United, man. I'm going Cornfield United. That's my chosen squad. We've got Steel Chester FC. And I'm a city boy, so why would I want Cornfield United? I don't know. Dafton United, Smoke Pool City. That's a cool one too. Maybe I might reconsider. I like that name. Red Squirrels too. I mean, how can you go wrong with that one? But that is the base game. Now I'll quickly show you the expansions. I almost said solo, but so we have a solo campaign. For time purposes, I'm not going to go into these. I'll go into them when we do a playthrough, or maybe I'll do a second video on those. But we'll just look over the back and you can see what it is. The expansion brings 14 new solo scenarios tied together by an overarching story. Play a series of games throughout several seasons with the goal of winning the big league. Use the unique strengths and weaknesses of each club and prove your talents. Play a series of scenarios in the career of a young coach dreaming about winning the top league. So in here we have 14 solo campaign scenarios, 36 solo campaign cards, 4 director cards, 4 objective cards, 6 board meeting cards, and an expansion leaflet. And you know what? I'm going to open it. All right, so it is opened. And let's see what we've got in here. So this appears to be kind of a mini booklet. Got a little wrinkled there, but not a big deal. And this is the designer rather, and he said one of the cool things about playing a football manager game on the PC was the career you built. You started at a lower league club, and at the end of the season, you decided to stay for another or went looking for another club. At the start of your career, only the smaller clubs wanted you as the manager, but when you built up your fame and respect, better clubs became interested in you. That is the feeling this solo campaign is trying to accomplish. I hope you enjoy this one. So, relatively short book, your goals, setup, etc. Very similar to the big main game here. And on the back, you have your scenarios with the different teams that I guess you can run over the course of the campaign. I'm disappointed to not see my cornfield team in here, but that's okay. Then we've got our additional scenarios, and I'm not going to go through all of these because I don't want this to take forever. And then more cards. So basically, I think most of these are going to be in this same kind of vein, where you're mostly getting additional cards, scenarios, and so on and so forth to add to the base experience. So now, some of the other ones I picked up here, we have unexpected events. So this one is introduces 2 new mechanics. Each match you must face different events and resolve them according to your player tags. You will have to think twice whether you want to hire glass knees or perfect header. The second new mechanic is reputation, which you may gain while resolving board meetings and unexpected events. Reputation gives you stronger abilities, but is easy to lose. So this just throws you some curveballs, as we might say. And it comes with 36 cards, 14 board meeting cards, 1 reputation board, 9 reputation tokens, and a rule book. And then we have a stadium expansion. So as you can see, new staff, new stadium infrastructure, new board meetings. And in this one, we get 5 objective cards, 10 staff cards, 10 sponsor cards, 25 board meeting cards, 24 stadium infrastructure tokens, and an expansion rulebook. And it says, gain new sponsors and hire new staff to create a unique stadium for your club. Face 25 new board meeting cards to build 24 new stadium infrastructure tokens. And fulfill 5 new objectives. Discover new possibilities and challenges to impress fans and find new ways for success. And last but certainly not least, the International Players expansion. So international player expansion, as you might guess, gives you new players, flight tokens, because you got to jet around the world, new tactics. So it says fly between continents and discover 45 new player cards representing different countries. Use their unique abilities to make an international team, or shuffle them together with the base game player cards for greater replayability. Use new tactic cards showing specific styles of play, such as Spanish tiki-taka, German gegenpressing, or English kick and rush. 45 player cards, 5 tactic cards, 4 scout tokens, 36 flight tokens, and the expansion rulebook. So that is the whole shebang here for the game 11, Football Manager board game. So look for the playthrough of this. Probably not next week, but within a couple to 3 weeks, I would say, only because I have some other stuff that I want to get in there as well. That's all. Nothing is written in stone, shall we say. I may change my mind, but we'll see. So that is going to do it. I do thank you for checking out Sports Saturday here on the Hexed and Countered channel. I am Joe, and I will be back soon. In the meantime, if you have any comments, feel free to post them, and I will do my best to get back to you with an answer to the best of my ability. Other than that, if I may ask a favor, please consider liking, sharing, and or subscribing if you're not a subscriber. If you are, thank you for your support. It is greatly appreciated. That will do it for now. So until next time, as always, I wish you all happy gaming.